Now then, folks, how you doing? It's James, JT at the movies, and I'm back with you for my remainder of June 2023 movie pickups video. So it's a fairly small stack compared to the last video I did, which was everything from like February to early June, so it's not going to be as mammoth of a video as that. But I did just want to jump in and show you what I've picked up now that we're pretty much towards the end of the month. I don't think I'm going to be picking anything else up before the end of the week. So let's jump in. I've only 2 DVDs to show you this time, which, I mean, can you believe that? Me? You know, all these DVDs, and I've only picked up 2. But those 2 are definitely some good ones. So the first one is I believe it's a prequel to the film X, and that is Mia Goth in Pearl. So I'm really looking forward to watching this one. I've heard great things about it and really enjoyed the first. So yeah, definitely excited to see that one. And then the next one is one that a friend of mine from work has recommended to me for years, and I've never been able to find it for a decent price. But I've got a list of films, as all film buffs do, I'm sure, that I keep on my phone, and every now and then I'll have a browse through Amazon and see whether they're cheap enough if I don't come across them in HMV or in charity shops or whatever. But I've yet to sit down and watch this one, but I'm really looking forward to it because I love my music films, and that is Empire Records. So thank you very much, Sanya, for the recommendation on that. Shall we jump into some Blu-rays? Absolutely think we should. So the first one that I've got to show you is one that I imported from Germany. It's actually coming out here at the start of August, but it's already released in Germany, and I really enjoyed this when I saw it in the cinemas, which was only a few weeks ago, quite late on in its theatrical run, actually. But I really fancied watching it again and thought, do you know what? It's the same price as it would be. I've got Prime. I'm going to import it. And that is the new Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. So I'm going to show these next 2 together because I had a little bit of a story to go with these. I've always got a story to go with things, haven't I? It's me. I ramble on forever. So I watched the film 1408 on Netflix earlier this year and had a really good time with it. And I've had the DVD, which is right up there in my numbers section, for some time. And so far as I was aware, it had both cuts of the film on the DVD. So the version that I watched on Netflix turned out to be the theatrical cut, which I really enjoyed, and I thought that the ending and the pacing was all really well done, and thought brilliant. And so when I sort of came to have a look at my DVD out of curiosity, I realised that it was only the director's cut. And when I popped that in, realised that the director's cut wasn't the ending that I'd watched on Netflix, and it was the theatrical cut. So I started doing a bit of digging, and the internet assured me that if I, again, imported the German one, which is called Zimmer 1408, that this disc contains both the theatrical and the director's cut. And to be fair, the back of the disc says exactly the same thing. But I can assure you, ladies and gents, that when you pop this in, there's only the director's cut on it. So I ended up picking that up, and I was a little bit disappointed, really, and left quite a scathing review that it was being sort of falsely advertised. So again, did a bit more research because I really wanted to own a physical copy of the theatrical cut, which I find is a more superior cut of the film. And I managed to find out that the Italian version of it has that very version. So I also imported the Italian version. So I've kind of double dipped there, but I'm happy to have a high def version of both the director's and the theatrical cut there. So I'll end up getting my DVD probably chucked into a charity shop or something like that, unless Phil wants it or Laura wants it for her collection. But yeah, an interesting little story there. It was sort of like every time I sort of thought I'd got this thing, it was like, nope, I haven't got it. So when I finally got that Italian version, I was like, thank God. The next one that I picked up was one that I thought I had, and I only realised that I didn't have it when I was sort of browsing through HMV, and there was a sort of a Wes Anderson section, if you like, because obviously the, not French Dispatch, Asteroid City that I've just been to see came out. So I quickly text Laura and went, I don't have Isle of Dogs, do I? And she's like, look through the collection. She's like, no, you definitely don't. So picked up Isle of Dogs, and this was in the sort of, when you buy something and you get it half price on the tills at HMV. So I've now completed my Wes Anderson film collection, apart from Asteroid City, which the minute I came out of the cinema, I pre-ordered it on Amazon. I enjoyed the film that much. So yeah, go check that one out, guys. And looking forward to going checking out that Isle of Dogs again. It's been a while since I've seen it. So it'd be nice to watch it in high def. This next one was an upgrade for me. I watched this at my friend Lyndon's house, and I'd not seen it. Bought the DVD when it came out in 2018, 2019, and then, like I do with a lot of things, I buy them when they're on a really good deal and then just get around to watching them in my own time. But we watched this at Lyndon's house, and I had such a blast with it. One of my favourite horror films now of recent years is this. And I knew that I'd be revisiting it soon, so I decided, while it was on sale, that I would pick up Stephen King's Doctor Sleep. So I'm probably going to let Lyndon have my old DVD of that, but I'm really happy to have that upgrade in the collection. This next one I picked up, it was released just last week, and it was only $5.99, so I'll take that. The premise and the cast is what sold me on it. Other than that, I don't know anything else about it, but it is Amy Adams and Jake Gyllenhaal in Nocturnal... I was going to say creatures then, but it's Nocturnal Animals. I'll leave that in for you folks. We won't do any editing here. Here's one that I actually left over from last month. I shot the video and edited it and put it out for you, and then came down to the living room, and what was on the TV stand was this and a couple of other ones. Well, I say a couple of other ones. There was one other that I'm going to show you. There was a couple of them on the TV stand, is what I mean to say. But this I really enjoyed. It got a slating, so I didn't go and see it in the pictures, and I actually regret it. It's a little bit different to the first two in the franchise, and so I can understand where the criticism came from, because it's like, say, it's a bit of a departure from norm. But I enjoyed it nonetheless. It's your usual Marvel fare. It doesn't really break any new ground or anything like that, but it's Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania. And then this one arrived in the post this week. I had a great time with this one in the cinema when we went to see it with the family at Christmas. James Cameron is in my top 3 filmmakers of all time, so of course I was going to pick this one up day one when it came out. I opted to go for the Blu-ray because, as I've mentioned before, and unless there's no alternative to getting the film, I'm not really a 4K guy anymore. I don't see enough of a difference on the setup that I've got, at least, to warrant paying the extra £10 that it is to pick the titles up. So I picked up the Blu-ray of Avatar: The Way of Water. Really like the slipcover on that as well. I'm not normally bothered either way about slipcovers and things like that, but I really like that. It just feels really, really nice. And as I always do, folks, I'm going to round off this video with my boutique Blu-ray update. There's only 2 to show you this time, and the first one is an upgrade. This is for the HMV Premium Collection, and it links onto a previous update that I've shown you in this video. I picked up Doctor Sleep on Blu-ray and thought, well, I've only got The Shining on DVD, so I figured that I would pick up the Premium Collection version of Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, and it also includes the extended edition as well. So I'm going to have a look at this and see whether or not it's got the theatrical run in it as well. If not, I'll be keeping my DVD, because I'm a sucker, as you've already seen earlier in this video with 1408, for having multiple cuts of the film. But yeah, absolutely looking forward to checking this one out again. I've only seen this film once, and I was very poorly when I watched it, and had a really poor time with it, and would go so far as to say I'm not a fan of it. But I think that a lot of that is informed by the fact that I was incredibly ill when I watched it and just really wasn't up to paying attention. So I'm really looking forward to, especially with this newfound love for Doctor Sleep, going back to the original, the classic, and giving it another go indeed. And so the last one to show you is one from an Arrow video release, and it was one that was recommended and discussed on the stream that I was on probably about a month, 6 weeks ago with Playtendo Guy, Cinema Axeman, Forgotten World of Movies, and then there was Scott on there as well, and Sam. And we had a really good chat. It was a really good night, lads, and I'd love to be on again if you'll have me. But we talked about so many films, but this was one that intrigued me, and we sort of had, there was a bit of a joke on there where they're like, just go and look at the last scene of the film out of context and make sure, just see how you react to it, sort of thing. And sure enough, I was both disturbed and intrigued. So I picked up Society on Arrow Blu-ray. I've reversed the cover because I prefer this artwork to the other sort of, the skin artwork that's sort of there that folks are probably more familiar with. But yeah, I'm looking forward to checking this one out really soon, and it's like I say, it's another one to add to the Arrow collection. This was another one of the ones, like I said, that was the holdover from last month. It was downstairs by the TV, and I was like, oh dear, forgot to include them, so I kept them over for this video for you. But there we are, folks, relatively short and sweet for me. Still 11 minutes long, but, you know, that's me, and I like a ramble, don't I? Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment down below with your thoughts. As I always say, and I genuinely mean it, I love to get involved in the comments with you. It's great fun to talk backwards and forwards with you. Drop the video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Lets me and YouTube know to keep making these videos. And if you're new to the channel, if you're meeting me for the first time here, hello, please think about subscribing. It helps the channel to grow and lets me get to know you a bit better over future videos as well. Above all else, folks, take care of yourselves, and I look forward to seeing you real soon for my next video. Bye for now.